How does accretive leverage affect total return? Let's use an example SFR portfolio to walk through. In this scenario, we consider an investment in a market without any appreciation where the execution didn't result in any embedded equity from initial rehab. In every scenario, we have negative accretive leverage. That's what I'm talking about here. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but I'm referring to this movement of higher yield at lower leverage and lower yield at higher leverage. This is interesting in the 5-year low scenario, the 6.25 cap rate investment, because we know that it is accretive from a levered yield perspective, even though we have isolated returns to just that from current cash flow. The difference here is that we are looking at IRR. This is a total return metric, and it includes the cost of sale. The result is that the cost of sale eats into the levered yield so much that it turns the investment to negative accretive yield. In this scenario, debt isn't our friend, and quite frankly, neither is this investment. This is a result of poor market selection and, said nicely, unfortunate execution. Let's add in some appreciation from a more effective market selection in the next scenario. This result shows a range of outcomes. Both the 5-year low scenarios are now accretive. The appreciation battles against the negative effect of the closing cost to a positive accretive result. The 5.5% cap rate investment at the high 5-year rate is still negative from an accretive standpoint. The most interesting thing is that the 6.25 cap rate investment at the high treasury range is almost perfectly indifferent to leverage. You can see that here where the return is almost exactly the same across all leverage levels. Use more or less, the returns don't really care, but I do. As a general rule of thumb, keep the leverage down in a modest range to reduce risk. This scenario actually could represent a BTR deal structure, build to rent, which is becoming more popular and has become more popular over the last 5 years. No value gain from initial rehab. We win if we pick a good market and be disciplined enough to execute at a high enough cap rate for the deal to work. All in all, though, this strategy may still require lower rates to post high performance given our assumptions. In our final scenario, we bring in the disciplined execution of embedded equity created from the initial rehab at acquisition. All scenarios are now accretive. The magnitude of the positive accretive leverage is highlighted in the 4.9% spread from 50 to 70 LTV in the best scenario to 2.4 in the worst. Higher leverage is rewarded when there's a good market selection and solid execution in this scenario. This could look like a scattered site value add play. Even without a major move in rates, this strategy shows promise in today's conditions. Thank you very much for joining us today. We'd love to talk with you more. Please don't hesitate to reach out at any time. We look forward to the conversation.